Hey, Pheasant Lane fam, I hope you're doing well. My name's Robert, and this is Pheasant Lane Farm. So, someone sent me an email that said, hey, we liked it when you used to kind of do the day in the lifestyle videos. So, I've been filming a big project at the end of the barn where it's all been flooded. I've been hauling stone most of the week, trying to spread that out. So I figured I'd take a break from that. That just gets monotonous. Just the quarry's 5-6 minutes from here, and just running back and forth dumping stone, it gets old. I don't like to do it back-to-back days. I did it Monday, I did it Wednesday, and I'll probably do another. I'd like to get 10 loads in here tomorrow. That should be about everything I need for this project. At 5.5 tons of load, it takes a while. So I'm going to take a break today, and I got some other things to do. So I don't know if this is necessarily going to be a day in the life, but just kind of show you what's going on. Last night I loaded up the Kubota tractor with the Grapple on it onto the 32-foot flatbed, hooked it to the truck, trying to get ahead of the game. I got to go to the lumber yard today. I got to go pick up hay. I got to run to Dad's and clean out the steer pens. That's why the Grapple and the tractor are on the trailer. Stop at Tractor Supply. You guys know my love-hate relationship with chickens. I hate them, but they make my wife happy. I told her no more chickens. Well, there's 100 chickens in the garage now. Luckily, those are all meat birds, so I can handle that for the next 7 weeks. Kind of just want to raise our own meat, know where our meat comes from, and raising some for some family and friends. Trying it out our first time. So we need some more feeders, some more waters. The lumber yard I got to go to. I'm going to price out the lumber to build all these sidewalls here in the steer half of the new barn. I got to get some stuff to make her some chicken tractors. But yeah, Dad's, Tractor Supply, the lumber yard. I got to pick up 40 or 50 bales of hay to get us through till they cut again. And another big thing, kind of why I kind of took the day off, is every Thursday my mom, my aunts, and my uncles all get together. I haven't been there for a couple weeks, close to a month, so it's nice just to join those guys for lunch, see what's going on, and that's that. So it's going to be a busy day, a lot of running. This is the only night this week where kiddo doesn't have a extracurricular activity going on, karate or softball. She had a game last night. She had a school play this week, so this week is just super busy, and just kind of looking forward to just kind of relaxing and taking a break from hauling stone. So let me, first things first, kiddo just got on the bus. I'm gonna go feed the horses, and I can hear them banging and clanging. So I guess we'll just kind of film whatever we can today, and hopefully it makes a good video. Hey, just calm down. Oh, you need your medicine. All right, got the tractor secured on this trailer. I know I'm opening myself up to some criticism. It seems everyone knows better than the person who's strapping on the tractor. So a lot of armchair quarterbacks out there when it comes to securing equipment. If this was a mini excavator, a skid steer, something, you know, closer to that 10,000 pound range, I would use all chains. But let me just explain to you why I do what I do. A lot of guys say you need to have chains all the way around. This piece of equipment, the tires are loaded with the loader. I'd have to look off the top of my head, I think this tractor's 4,000 to 4,200 pounds maybe. I'd have to check. I'll put that in this video. So on the front, I have 2 straps. They're each rated, I believe, for 35 or 4,000 pounds. Those are heavy duty 2-inch nylon straps. I do use axle straps with metal D-rings on them that are also rated similar. A lot of guys put chains, but then hook the chain from the trailer to an axle strap and then say that they're secured with all chains. Yeah, well, not really, because if those axle straps break, that chain's doing no good. That is the weakest link. So there's just say on the low side, there's 7,000 pounds worth of the yellow straps holding that front of the tractor down. That orange strap is not your typical you know, farm and fleet store strap. I think that's rated at 1,500 pounds. It's nice and narrow, it's heavy duty, so it goes through that loader tube. In Ohio, you have to have every attachment secured to the trailer also. Most people don't do it, but a little bit more through there is not gonna hurt. So right off the front there, I have 8,500 pounds of securement between those 3 straps. On the back, I use chains just because it's easy. So now let me pan you back here. This is one 5/16, I believe it's 20 foot long, grade 70 chain. The binders are each rated at 5,800 pounds. And even though this is one chain, it counts as 2 securement points. So let me show you. I go from the drawbar. I have clevises, 2 clevises on the drawbar. That drawbar is not going to break, and if it is, then I got bigger problems than that. But I take that chain from there, I go down around the trailer spool back to itself. You can see the middle section of this chain is basically a wet noodle in there. So that's a kind of a simple trick to make one chain count as 2 securement points. And then on the other side, it's also the same. So let me move you up here real quick and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So chain comes down here, around here, and back up to here. This is loose. Both those chains are tight. So a lot of guys will use a 20-foot chain and they're only running 4 feet, and then you have 16 foot of chain that they're wrapping around binders, doing this, doing that. Position your binders so they can't loosen up while you're going. So I always flip them back. That binder would have to unspool this way. It can't do that because of that handle, and that's why the other side is pointing to the rear. So that is that. If I have an attachment on the 3-point, I will always run usually sometimes a chain, sometimes a just a really thick strap over the top. And that quick hitch is hooked on with 3 pins, so that's not going anywhere. I don't ever strap that down if there's nothing on it. So that's that. Like, I get comments all the time, you haul a Kubota L3901, excuse me, 3909, I'm a couple series ahead. 3901, why do you have a 32-foot trailer? Well, I used to sell IBC totes. I could get 16 on a layer. I could haul 32 at a time. Today, I'm going to pick up 40 or 50 bales of hay and gotta go to the lumber yard, and I still won't be over the weight rating of this trailer. So I'm gonna close up these boxes here. We're gonna get ready to go. And yeah, I got a ton of stone to put in here, but hey, that's the way it goes. It's never ending. All right, went to lunch, just got to Dad's, and you saw me get the tractor unloaded. A lot of people are probably wanting to know what's going on with the side of the barn missing. We will get into that shortly. Unfortunately, this barn is getting torn down here in the next couple months. I want to say this is an 1870s. It's 40 by 73, and I'm not sure how tall. It's a very large barn. I want to say to the eaves up here, 24 feet maybe even more. And you can just see it is a very, very nice barn. There's only one problem. It needs a lot of foundation work. The other problem is it doesn't fit the things we need to put in it. Times change. When this barn was built, everything was livestock, wagons, horse-drawn equipment. Now, Dad wants something he can put the fifth wheel camper in, the Diamond C trailer, some of these other trailers that we don't have barns to put them in. So there's a lot of Amish and Mennonite guys that you can come have in, and they will side these barns, they'll shore them up, they'll square them up, and that's fine. The problem is the cost of the foundation work. This whole barn on the backside, the foundation just needs a ton of work. Now, I've talked to some of these Amish guys. The way they do it is they come in, they bunk up the barn, they lift it up, and then they basically dig it out and put concrete footers in now. The problem is that is extremely expensive. You know, for $20,000-$30,000, you could have them come in and metal side this whole barn. The doors have been done for about the last 10-12 years, but they would redo the outside. The problem is, I talked to a guy last fall that had one end of his barn done, foundation, and he goes, I'm gonna have to do one side of it at a time. And that was, I think he said $25,000 or $30,000 to have the Amish and Mennonites come in and do one end of the barn. So, I mean, if you would have them come in and do all the foundation work that needs to be done on this barn, you're looking $60,000, $80,000, and then that's still not siding it and squaring it up. So it's going to be sad to see this barn go. It's been here for a very, very long time. Over here to the west is actually the sister barn. The house and the barns match. I'm assuming they were owned by the same family back in the day. So it's going to be just, you know, we grew up playing in that barn, and there was quite a few horses in there at one time. All this was pasture land, which now it's not, obviously. So it's going to be sad to see it go. Dad is actually going to put up a 50 by, I don't know, 72, 80, something like that. New pole barn, 16 foot tall, that he can get the fifth wheel in, concrete it, get these bigger trailers in, because we just don't have the room at our place. So, but back to why this part is missing right now. You guys know Gavin. I paid him to do some work around our farm last fall and this spring. Gavin is hosting their own prom at their place, and he said, hey, can we come out and get some wood off the barn? I thought he meant a few pieces. Yeah, that's Gavin. So I love you, buddy. You could have took it off the back of the barn where no one would see it, but I guess it's not a big deal if the barn's getting torn down here shortly. So we're going to clean out this water trough, and we're going to start cleaning out these steer pens with the Grapple. I've done it before. It's fantastic, way better than a bucket. First day I've been seeing guys in the field, so about time. It's I don't know, May 10th, 11th, something like that right now. All right, they're bedded down, 3 bales of fresh straw, feeders got corn and supplement in it, and a bunch of fresh water. Funny story, I know some of you guys that watch this channel have some Mort's trailers. They are made in Mansfield, Ohio. If you look at this gate in front of you here, back in the day, my mom and dad sold Mort's horse trailers. They were friends of the owner. So way back when, the owners asked my mom to train a, what was Champ?
Big Belgian.
A Belgian that they had, and no other person could even get him in a trailer to leave their farm. My mom has a way with horses, so she was able to load him up in the matter of a couple hours and bring him back up here. Problem being is Champ was a big boy, and if you look at this gate in front of us, you can see how heavy duty, how well made that gate is. Champ would decide that he wanted out of our horse pastures, so on your traditional gates that had the horizontal bars, Champ would take his left foot, lift it as high as he could, push that gate down, grab his right foot, push it down like a ladder until the gate was in a V, and we'd come home from somewhere and Champ would just be out in the yard or out in the field eating. So how many gates did he go through, your guys's?
7.
After about 7 gates, my mom called and go, hey, you guys own a trailer company and you make horse trailers. She goes, if you want me to keep Champ, you got to build some better gates. So they made 5 or 6 7-foot gates, which I actually have them out at my house now. And there's a few of these big ones. This gate, I believe, is 12 foot wide, heavy duty. But let me show you something real quick. This still has some markings from Champ left in it. So if you look right down here, see how that gate bows out? Yep, that's from Champ. Used to belong to the owners of Mort's horse trailers. So Mort's no longer makes horse or stock trailers. They're focusing on the dump trailers, the flatbeds and stuff like that. So they made a good trailer back in the day. The paint was a little iffy, but heavy duty solid steel trailers. So a little fun fact there for anybody that has a Mort's trailer. Well, my dad wasn't lying to me when he said once you're retired, all the days feel the same. I thought it was like May 7th, 8th, 9th, something there. It's May 12th already. 89 degrees. And that maple tree right there looks like a nice, cool place to go take a nap. But went to the bank. Everything's getting expensive. Let's go buy some hay. Well, I put it off as long as I could. I need 30 2x6x16 treated tongue and groove boards. They did come down a little bit. They were almost 40. I did get them for 28 bucks a piece, 990 bucks after tax. Ouch. That really hurt. But you got to have it. They got to move in, so not much else I can do about it. Good thing we don't have too far to go. Not how I was planning on loading them, but it'll work. All right, so here was today's load. That first bale's looking a little rough, but don't mind him. 65 bales of hay. That's all they had that they could sell right now. Kubota L3901. Right here, this pains me so much. I bought 30 2x6x16 tongue and groove treated to finish a project in the barn. $990, and that's after they've been coming down in price. This stuff is just absolutely blows my mind. Underneath the tractor are some treated 2x4s I picked up for Amber, and then also underneath the tractor, I try and buy as much as I can from a local building supply, family owned. Underneath there, when they ordered our garage doors for the new barn last year, that is right there, they ordered the weather trim in white, and it's supposed to be in black because we had the garage doors painted black. That finally showed up. So I don't make mistakes, okay? Yeah, right. I make mistakes all the time. I believe if you're not making mistakes, then you're not living life. So I thought we were going to slide all these 2x6s underneath the tractor. The guy said, hey, I'm just going to pick them up with the forklift and set them on the side. Is that okay? I go, yeah, no problem. When I get home, I'll just unload the tractor and pick them up with the pallet forks. Do you see the problem? I didn't see it till right now. Yes, I can't undo the ramps because of the 30 boards. So come around here. I make mistakes all the time. This one is just gonna be a lot of work. But on the bright side, our farmhand buddy Gavin and his girlfriend are coming over to borrow some lights this weekend, and I'm hoping I can talk Gavin into helping me out. So there's the problem. All those boards are on the ramp. I can't get the ramp off. Yes, I had to get pretty creative with the strapping to the securement to get the tractor, that sun's bright, to get the tractor chained down on the trailer with the boards. Here you can see still taking these straps off. Excuse me, Amber just made an amazing dinner. Sorry about that. Tractor's a little muddy. Starting to roll up all my straps. I don't like to just throw them in the toolbox because then when you need them, you're fighting with them. So you can see there's our garage door trim, and there's the 2x4s for Amber. So hopefully Gavin gets here soon. He told me that he's on his way. So I just need him to help me move those boards on the ground so I can take the ramps off. Hey, we're having fun, right? That's all that matters. So while I'm waiting on Gavin to get here to help me unload those boards, I can't believe that. Didn't even pay attention to cause and effect. It happens, I guess. So like I said earlier, every time I'm done with a strap on the trailer, I used to just chuck them in the toolbox or the toolbox of my truck. And then when you need a strap, or more importantly, you need 3, 4, 5, 6, 10 straps, they're always a tangled mess. So what I started doing now is it takes a little time up front, but you'll save yourself later. I roll up my straps. Inside the toolbox of my truck and the trailer, I'm getting a little low, I carry a pack of zip ties. Throw some electrical tape around them, bada boom, bada bing. Pull one out, here rather, and I just feed it right through. Now, sometimes you don't get all the webbing like I just screwed up there. But flip it over, pull it tight, you're good to go. Now, I understand zip ties have gone up quite a bit recently, just like everything else. Like the money I spent on them damn pieces of boards today, and hay's not getting any cheaper. Luckily, this is last year's. That's got a little sun fade on it. Doesn't matter for goats and cows. But this will save you a ton of time. And like I was just saying, I get a little sidetracked sometimes. I apologize. The zip ties are going up in price. I found that Harbor Freight still has them pretty cheap. I believe these are 13-inch ones. You could probably get by with 6. This is just what I had a bunch of laying in the garage. So take this, I take all my ratchets, I fold them back in half. Now on half of the big toolbox, I throw the ratchets on the front half and I stack these in the back half. Clean out all the old zip ties that I cut off for today. Bada boom, bada bing, we're getting done. So another thing, while I'm still waiting on Gavin, I get a lot of people that ask me, how do I secure my loose ends? This is all over social media. Guys act like it's some new thing. I've been doing this for a long time. But basically, if I can get it undone here, which side I gotta go out? There we go. I just make a circle out of all my loose string, or my tag ends, I should say. Roll them up. Then all you got to do, smush it flat, wrap behind, pull back through the loop you just made right here. It's kind of hard to do when it's not tight on the trailer. And then just twist, which really hurts me to try and do it with that hand, but. And when this is tight on the trailer, you can snug that down. You can get that super tight. I've gone hundreds of miles and never had straps come undone. Back in the day, we used to electrical tape them or duct tape them. That's all right, but then depending on the weather, the adhesive kind of leaches off the tape, and then you just end up with a bunch of sticky ratchet straps, and no one likes those. I've also tried Velcro straps, all that stuff. Some guys will feed it back through the hole here and the ratchet. That works fine, but if you have to stop, if a load works loose, sometimes that's a pain too. So this is nice, neat, never come undone. Just another tip for you. So while we're talking about Gavin, I know he watches these videos. Last fall, Gavin said, hey, give me some cash. I got to run and fill up some fuel tanks, when he was running the skid steer for me. I said, no problem, Gavin. So I gave him like 40 bucks out of my wallet when diesel was cheap, not the $5.25 it is now around here. And Gavin disappeared for a half hour. Then I got thinking, I have a 100-gallon transfer tank. Gavin told me, hope that's not a B. Gavin told me the transfer tank is empty. I said, okay. So the other day, I needed some diesel fuel here. I decided to run into town, and then I thought, you know what? I'm gonna double check the transfer tank. Opened the cap, took my handy dandy flashlight. There's about 6 inches of fuel in the bottom. So Gavin, I don't know what you're doing. That pickup tube goes all the way down to that far. You should have got fuel. I think what happened is Gavin went and bought 2 cans of fuel. So what was diesel? $3. So yeah, he spent $30 in fuel, and I'm sure he spent the other $10 at McDonald's. Gavin, catching on, buddy. So I got this strap and this one. All the rest are rolled up. Gavin texted me and said he was on his way. Like before I first started filming that last segment. All I can say is I sure hope Gavin's never the ambulance driver someday when I need him. I know, Gavin, you don't live that far from me. High school kids, I'll tell you. So, speaking of high school kids, I don't know who's emailing me, asking me if my wife has an OnlyFans. No, she doesn't. If you guys don't know what OnlyFans is, evidently it's like a subscription service where you can subscribe to someone or some person or whatever you're into. Evidently there's a whole bunch of different types of fetishes, kinks, whatever you want to get into. And you make money, like on a webcam, for instance, I guess. Don't know. I never heard of OnlyFans till I was a police officer. Some guy called one time and said there's a domestic dispute at his house. We come home and he said he was mad his wife was in the house cooking him dinner. And I go, what's wrong with that? He goes, well, she left me. She's got an OnlyFans. Now she shows up back at the house and thinks everything's okay. And I just looked at this guy. He goes, you don't know what OnlyFans is? I go, no, I have no idea what OnlyFans is. So he explained to me what his wife was doing with a cell phone, making money on the side without him knowing. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want her in my house cooking dinner either. But I will be honest with you guys. My wife doesn't have an OnlyFans. But if the price of hay and lumber and all this other stuff keeps going up, if you see me on there dancing, splitting wood with no shirt on, just don't tell anybody. All right. Oh my gosh, Gavin's finally here.
That's half?
I don't know. What do you have in your hand?
Walleye bait.
Walleye bait. Amber's got a whole handful of worms. Kenzie says them. We use them out in the lake. So that's probably gonna wrap up this video, guys. I hope you had a good day with me. I didn't get any footage of them loading the hay. It was my mom, my dad, my stepdad, the guy that owns the farm, all this stuff. So hold on, look at this. Look at this guy driving this nice little Nissan. What happened to Gavin and his big truck? We're gonna give Gavin some crap right now.
I better get a cut of that.
Where have you been? You told me 45 minutes ago, en route.
No, I didn't. I texted you en route when we left Perrysburg.
Oh, I thought he was leaving his house. You kids, you're killing me. Hey, guess what?
What?
See all those boards on the trailer? On this trailer?
Yeah?
Yeah, I can't get my tractor off to take the boards off. You gotta help me quick.
Why?
I can't fold the ramps down with all the wood stacked on there. I'm an idiot.
Why would you do that?
I didn't do it. The guy at the lumberyard did. Hey, we're a little crooked here, but that's all right. All right, guys. Hope you had a good day. I had a good time. I'm tired. It's about 8 o'clock at night. A lot of busy stuff today. And recap, cleaned out the stalls, or the steer pen at Dad's. I went to lunch, I guess, before that. Got the hay, got the lumber, all that fun stuff. And then came home, was going to start unloading this stuff right away. And Amber and Kiddo had some lawn chairs out in the front yard. So I had an old Yingling. Amber made a fantastic dinner, pork chops with some kind of sauce with apples on it. It was fantastic. And now I'm going to put Gavin to work because I can, and the kid cracks me up. All right, everybody, take care. God bless. Of all the things in life, most importantly, have fun and make smart decisions. Right, Gavin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Take care, everybody.